Are y'all ready for the show?
For these particular recaps, man, so we had a chance to speak with some very powerful, very influential individuals. You know what I'm saying? And this next guest is definitely as and maybe even more amazing.
Yo, man, I met this young lady because she says she loved hip hop. I'm like, yeah, everybody say they love hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But we had a couple of conversations. She told me about some projects she was working on. Same thing. Then I see over here. I see over there. It's like, yo, what's up, Imari? Now I'm hitting up like, yo, man, you should come check this joint out. You know what I'm saying? Talk to these people. So she's a creative. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Put your hands together for Miss Imari Turk, y'all.
Yeah.
So look, we're gonna jump right into it, Imari.
Let's do it.
I know you got some things going on. So look, 2019, man.
Yeah.
What did it mean to you, man? What you got going on?
2019 was the year of evolution. I mean, I think we're always evolving. We always should be evolving, but 2019 for me was the awareness of my evolution. Like, I literally was stopped in my tracks and I watched myself grow from the highs and the lows, whereas before I was just, living life like, not even aware of a lot of things. But 2019 hit me, and it actually helped that creative space for me because I was so aware of everything at this point. Now I can really create because I can feel, because that's what creating is. It's just feeling, so.
Definitely. And see, I had a chance to meet this young individual in another space. Well, she had created a cultural movement through poetry, spoken word at her event, Jonesin', and that was phenomenal within itself. But she has since then been able to create and expand within her own business, her own company, and is a creative director for a lot of different things. So expand on that a bit.
So Jonesin', it's probably will be one of my greatest accomplishments, especially for being so young when we started it. It literally started with and the co-founder, shout out to Cece, one of my good friends, but literally was doing PR work for her, because at this point as a creative you're always trying to try different things out, what fits me, what suits me, and PR at the time did not suit me. Because my friend, and this is what makes her so great, is she's very demanding, and you have to get in a certain space to PR. So anyways, underneath that branch of PRing, she's like, I want to create an event. She's launching her clothing brand and her lifestyle brand, so she needed something that would coincide with that. And so we're from Atlanta, so we're used to this fast-paced kind of energy. So we were like, let's bring a city element to it. Let's mix in poetry, live music, live art, and a band and a DJ. And all of these are coexisting and intermingling and creating that vibe that people kind of crave, because that all of those elements is what is in music anyway. So when you're trying to vibe, you want all of those elements. So yeah. So she's like, how can we do it? So one day we're watching the movie Love Jones, and we see Darius do his infamous, brother to the night. And so now everybody that's born in the 90s are clinching on to the 90s.
Wow.
So we're like, okay, let's bring the 90s realistically here. And so from that moment, we was like, that's where we're going to start. So our very first Jonesin' was in a space not this big, probably half of this space. We had this a quarter inch for the stage. We had a live saxophone player, and that was it. And people came out, and it just kind of grew because it was a vibe. It was very authentic and organic. People just wanted to have a good time with no pretenses. So.
Dope.
And so from that, now we're 2020. And we're in creative director space.
Yes.
So what does that look for us moving forward 2020?
So because of Jonesin', it helped me catapult myself to that space. It made me, like I said, aware creatively and kind of tapping into it. So I'm like, we created a whole movement. I know we can individually create that same buzz with our gifts. And so I know that I have something to say, and I think film is one of the greatest ways to say what you have to say, to inspire. It's one of those things that a multitude of people can relate to. So I gravitated towards that after Jones, and I was like, how can I get my creative juices flowing? How can I get my message out there? Because the vibe of Jones was our message. So I started throwing out concepts. People were like, that's dope. And then from there, it kind of just grew, like giving people concepts and then creatively directing them in their own concepts. So that's kind of 2019.
Well, definitely. She has a lot of things on the way. I can't let you leave without speaking about the hip hop documentary that you have. Can you give us a little bit about that also?
Yeah.
Little teaser.
Little teaser. So it's actually ironic because I've been wanting to do this documentary since 2017. And nobody took me seriously. Everybody was like, yeah, we'll do it. Okay, cool. Or teams fell off, or for whatever reason, the vibe wasn't right, energy wasn't right. And so fast forward 2 years later, I'm pitching this to someone you guys just talked to from, Dex from Government Network. I'm like, man, I got this idea. At this point, I'm like, he ain't finna go for it. So I'm like, I got this idea, it's coming from the brown sugar aspect, and I know some of y'all youngins are not familiar with brown sugar, but it was one of those staple movies in the community, and it's focused and based around hip hop and love, and so I took that aspect. She said this famous line, remember when the first time you fell in love with hip hop? And so that line drove the documentary, because I remember when I first fell in love with hip hop, and I just wondered if anybody else felt that. If it made sense like that to them. Does that exist in Huntsville? Because I'm not originally from here, and it's not on that scene. It's not like Atlanta. So with that question, I asked, got CO on there. I asked some just kind of influential people throughout the community, about their feelings, and everybody had this love story. It's a love affair. It's like everybody lights up like, man, yeah, I remember when I first fell in love with hip hop, and boom, their story comes. And so through that, we're able to weave that connection to everybody. So anybody that watches that documentary will be able to connect to that first moment when they fell in love. Like, they're gonna think back like, damn. And so then we also answer the question, which I'm gonna leave ambiguous, but the age-old question, like, is hip hop dead? Or where do you feel hip hop is going? So you'll be able to decipher that from the documentary, like how those feelings. What do you think? What I think.
I can't wait. I can't wait. We've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah.
You have our support. You know what I'm saying? But Imari, one of the young creatives in the city, again, shaping the look of the city, the style of the city. That's why we appreciate you. So we look forward to big things in 2020.
Yeah.
FireWalker Media is behind you.
And where can we find you at?
As scene by scene, like a scene in a movie, Mari.
Well, thank you for coming on with us.
Thank you for
All right, y'all clap it up for Imari. It's a wrap. Let's do this thing in 2020, man.
Y'all give a hand for Dex from the Gumbo Network.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
appreciate y'all.
Indeed. Eat good. Eat good.
Hey, eat good. Oh, yeah.